It's time for another Pinball Profile. I'm your host, Jeff Teolis. You can find our group on Facebook. We're also on Twitter at Pinball Profile. Email us pinballprofile@gmail.com. Please subscribe on either iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. Don't forget to check out our website, pinballprofile.com. This is a special edition. We are live on YouTube on Papa Pinball, and thank you very much for joining us today. We've got a special treat, a pre-game hype. A fight is going to be happening tomorrow, a match of some sort, and we all love great matches. You think of some of the legends, you know, Muhammad Ali, you think of Rocky Marciano, you think of Mike Tyson, Jerry Springer, all great fights that we enjoy, and it's happening tomorrow on Dead Flip, and we're going to bring on the host of Dead Flip right now. Jack Danger joins us from Chicago. Hello, Jack. How are you?
Hey, buddy. How'd you get this number? What's going on, man?
Magic. Hey, it's great, and we're excited about this big Thrilla in Sternilla tomorrow. It's going to be happening. You're bringing it together on Dead Flip. How did this all start?
Just really, I think it was like an internal thing on Zach and Keith's end that they just wanted to, like, you know, do something big for some of these charities. And they picked their respective charities, and we're just going to duke it out. And the one thing everyone wants to see is, like, the best players in the world beat the crap out of each other in pinball. And this is the best way to make this happen. You know, they're going to have a little head-to-head action. And I believe there is a link for people to also donate to the prize pool as well, so that we can get that up there as far as like that dollar amount's concerned. But yeah, they hollered at me when I was poking around in the back room where I shouldn't be, and they're like, let's do this charity thing. And I'm like, I'll bring some cameras. I want to see you guys fight.
Yeah, go to projectpinball.rallyup.com and you'll find out about the Thrilla at Sternilla, the live charity battle that's happening tomorrow, Wednesday, September 26th. This is a dream match, too, if you think about it, too. Two former number ones, two of the greatest players of all time in Zach Sharpe and Keith Elwin. This is going to be unique. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about the format we're going to be seeing tomorrow on Dead Flip.
Yeah, totally. So we're going to be playing on Deadpool premiums, I believe. And what we're going to do is the head-to-head format, where you're going to see both players' play fields on either side of the screen. And then up the middle, you're obviously going to see their screens, and then, you know, a player cam for reaction. And they're going to be going through different objectives on how to beat each other. It's going to be sort of like playing horse, where, you know, Zach's going to be like, I want to play, you know, first to finish a mode. And if he wins and Zach doesn't, Zach gets a D. We're playing Deadpool, not horse. So it's going to be a pretty long stream. Some of these objectives go pretty quick, but Deadpool's a long word compared to horse. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have timers on screen to make sure everything's legit. And then at the end of it, you know, the winner doesn't get punched in the arm, and then money goes to a good cause.
Yeah, you're right. The money is going to be donated to charity, the winner's choice, too. So we're looking forward to that. I wonder what kind of prep these two have had. I mean, we'll get to the contestants very, very soon, but I'm just kind of curious if they're looking for the other person's weakness. I would personally just watch the stream of when you were on, because you've played the longest game of Deadpool I've seen anywhere on a stream.
I got yelled at to stop playing. They're like, you're done. Stop it. Shut it down. Hopefully, you know, they're mean mugging each other in the office and, you know, throwing stuff, leaving nasty notes. But all in good fun, all for a good cause. But, you know, Zach is recovering from an awful pinky injury. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
We shall see, indeed. Jack, we're looking forward to tomorrow. And to find out more about Jack Danger, you can go to Dead Flip. You can also check out the latest copy of this. If we can just go back to the screen here, Mike. We've got this brand new magazine here. It is Pinball Magazine number 5. And where is he? Right there. Baby. You can see Jack right there.
On the cover of the, and there's a centerfold of me in here somewhere. We'll get it.
I might have noticed Wayne Nevins and Annette Johnson and Scott Denisi, but yeah, you're on there too, Jack. It's
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, good luck tomorrow. We'll be watching Dead Flip again. The time, the location, tell us where.
You can find that at twitch.tv/dead_flip on Twitch. And the time I wrote down somewhere, it's on that thing. I literally have, I can't remember. What time is it? Is it like 4? Is it like 7? It's probably 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh my God. You know, here's what we're going to do. Zach knows the answer to this. Listen, the gear will be set up. The gear will be set up. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
Jack, best of luck to you. And Dead Flip, always great to talk to you, buddy.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
Well, now we go to the contestants. And, you know, Jack mentioned some of the delays that got us here. This was actually supposed to be a fight last week, but there was this little thing called Pinkygate. So let's bring on the contestants right now. We go live to Stern headquarters. Zach Sharpe and Keith Elwin. Hello, boys. How are you?
Tired.
Right?
All good. Now, I'm just judging by looking at you. There's some uncomfortable laughs there. I'm seeing maybe, you know, some big concerns about everything on the line tomorrow. You know, we'll start with you, Zach. We talked about Pinkygate. Was this a pre-excuse? Was it a stall tactic? You know, some people have played with a torn meniscus and a sword through their arm and still fought through it. What is this about Pinkygate with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
It was an index finger, not pinky.
Okay,
And
that makes a big difference.
Are fine. It's go time.
Keith, you took an extra week.
Yes.
Do you have a feeling that maybe he went and talked to Tanyo? Maybe, hey, can you give me a secret code or something? What have you heard?
Yeah, I caught them doing that. I
knew it. I knew there was something there. You know, Keith, I've watched Zach. You know, I've seen him number one. I've seen you number one. But I think of this year, and I saw you at Pinburg on the stage, winning it all. It was such a fantastic run that you had this year. Zach's been there a few years ago, also a Pinburg champ. I wonder if this is a way of somebody who's the director of marketing to maybe try to squeeze in that current limelight. Do you get a sense of that at all, Keith?
Zach's career is over. He had a kid. It's over.
That is a good point. Congratulations, Zach.
His last hurrah.
Yes, young Benson. Congrats to the Sharpe family. That is obviously a big deal, and you'll probably play less tournaments. But Zach, Keith's a guy who's semi-retired, and he's just back to number 2 again. And, you know, won Pinburg, just won the Cleveland Pin Show. So he doesn't use excuses like young families or anything like that. What's your excuse?
I'm related to Josh, maybe? I don't know.
I'm going to have to go with that for sure, actually. I was wondering, Keith, tomorrow maybe if you see Zach ahead, are you going to play sound effects of a baby crying? And maybe he'll be thinking, oh, it's Benson or Josh, and maybe get him off his game?
I'm going to invite Josh over here so he can trash talk while he's trying to concentrate.
Okay. All right. There'll be no splitting this time, Zach. Anyway, you know, it is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. The Thrilla in Sternilla. And what's with the glasses? But here, do I have to put on my shades too here? What are those tints there?
I'm not hiding bags under my eyes. For all the people betting out there, you want to bet behind this horse.
All right. Fair enough. You know, I've often wondered why you're doing this match. You know, Keith, you can beat anyone. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? You know, Zach's not a fallen star by any means, not a child star. I don't want to put that out there, but you know, this is a guy who's obviously, you know, trying to reclaim whatever was once there. You know, you got a job at Stern shortly after. Zach got a job at Stern. I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got to show him his boss.
That being said, what is it like in the office since this has been announced? Has there been some tension there at Stern between the two of you? Have there been like just subtle glances yet? Hey, what's up? What's up? You know, what's going on at Stern?
He spit my lunch the other day. Yeah. I left my food in the microwave and he just spit in it. I saw him.
Dr. Curly Tech's watching live on Papa Pinball right now on YouTube, and he's saying, Keith, you're rocking in your chair, you're playing with the balls there, and you're reminding people of Kingpin. Like you just got, there's like nothing that can get under your skin on this.
Yeah, it's a normal day in the office. That's what I do.
Well, we're trying to get some insight in here. Now, is there a side bet between the two of you for, what happens maybe to the winner or to the loser? Does the loser have to shave his beard or something like that?
Oh, no beards will be harmed from the stream.
But we won't be able to dye our beards for a month.
Ooh. Are you implying that there's a dyed beard in this screenshot right now? It's not mine. It's not yours, Keith. Well, we might be having some technical issues right now, but I think we're okay again. We're back on. What about this? Should Zach win? What about maybe babysitting for a few weekends? Keith, would you be up for that? Should you lose?
Jeff, I think we lost him. We're going to go back to Jack. He's standing by. So we're going to fill some gap time, and hopefully the boys can come back. Okay? Sorry about that.
Okay. Thanks. Mike Primo helping us also here in Toronto, too. We appreciate all the production. This is a broadcast on Papa Pinball, live on YouTube, also on Pinball Profile. You'll be checking out the audio, and it's made possible by great people like Comet Pinball, Pindigo, and Deeproot, who puts together all these Papa Pinball streams. Jack's back. Hello, Jack.
Hey, welcome back, me.
You get a sense that maybe Zach doesn't want Keith to talk, and maybe being in management at Stern, maybe he cut off his internet. Is that possible?
I'm guessing there was something that wasn't agreeing with Zach, and he just sort of flipped the switch, if you will.
Yeah.
I also like that Zach's wearing sunglasses to sort of hide the fact that his eyeballs are vibrating in fear. Yeah. Oh, wait, there he is.
Somebody cut my internet. Could it be Keith?
Oh, see, we thought it was the other way around. You're saying you're fine, and Keith's back. Keith, can you hear us?
Keith is still frozen. This may be reversed.
He's still frozen. What have you done, Zach? The fight is tomorrow.
He is using Zach's phone.
I have nothing to say.
What is with the Gary bobblehead? I've got one of those too, but I'm in Canada. Hi, how are you? Hi, how's it going there? I'm in Canada, so I have different bobbleheads, like former Mayor Rob Ford of Toronto, Eat It with a Donut, or the current Prime Minister of Canada, Geddy Lee of Rush. Anyway, that means nothing for anyone on the audio, but we're trying to get Keith back. Okay, Zach, we're looking forward to tomorrow's game. We're going to be seeing Deadpool Premium. That's game. We just saw a lot of the launch parties. There were so many of them, in fact. I think 67. I think you said there was a record beating, funny enough, Keith Elwin's 63 that were done for Iron Maiden. Two great games from Stern here in 2018. And what are some of the feedback you're getting from some of the collectors and some of the distributors from Deadpool?
I mean, it's been all positive. I mean, you said it, 67 launch parties, all the launch parties. I mean, they're still ongoing. I know some people who purchased the LE models, they're doing their launch parties. Oh, look who we have here.
Somebody's crappy phone crash.
Somebody's crappy phone crash.
We might see the fight right now. Keith just walked in.
They're swinging on each other.
I have to do everything for him, so I'm going to have to actually connect him back.
Wow. Are you guys playing Split Flipper too tomorrow, or what?
Maybe.
And then Zach, and then that would be good. Jack, if you're listening, get them to do one game of Split Flipper, and then you can award points on who blew it.
Ah.
What's the tougher flipper?
There should be lots of side bets.
There should be. Anyway,
make it happen.
So I guess that's why I've got this pre-fight hype. I know it's not a fight, but for drama purposes, we're calling it a fight. It's a match. And again, we talked about the great charities involved. Please go to projectpinball.com and check out the Thrilla and Sternilla if you'd like to donate for tomorrow's live stream too. Zach, while I've got you on, if we watch what Keith did at Pinburg this year, that game he had where he rolled Harlem Globetrotters, sealed the deal and won in Pinburg. And I think of you in a major. And Harlem Globetrotters was a game that might have been a factor in one of your finishes.
Ooh,
Your brother reminded me of that, by the way.
man. It'll never escape me, will it?
Well,
Or at least
you
you're
can,
not
for
showing
those who,
that footage, so thank you.
no, we're not. No, we're going to show a winner's footage here. This is from this year. Oh, that was just a subtle jab. Anyway, no, Zach, Harlem Globetrotters, that's a game that I know you love. I know Keith loves. It's pretty much universally loved by most players and collectors, too. What he put on there was just, majestic, really. Just great flipper skills. And is it a game now, because of your past experience, you look forward to almost get revenge? Or is it a game that you still can't help but think of what happened a few years ago?
Oh, no, I love it. I mean, there was a time in the circuit final, I don't know if you remember, even though Keith ultimately won that circuit final, there was a game of Harlem Globetrotters with extra balls where I rolled it 4 times and I beat him on it. So if you just want to go from a head-to-head Harlem, battle, then, look no further than that.
It's funny you should mention head-to-head. And as we look at IFPA, which you're still the vice president of, as we look at some of the stats, most everybody that's looking right now is looking at you and their match against you, looking against Keith, and most people are in the red when it comes to you two. Keith has the slight edge on you, but Keith might have had a little kink in the armor, as they say, because this past couple weekends ago, he was in Cleveland. Yes, he won the main event, but for the first time in my career, and I've played Keith a bunch of times, for the first time ever, a lot of us were ahead of Keith in the classics. I don't care that, Keith might have only played 7 out of a possible 100 games. The point is, he let a bunch of us who had never beaten Keith have a free win against Keith. So is that a flaw in Keith's game that you might be able to exploit somehow?
I don't know. It depends on which type of Keith shows up. Is it going to be disinterested Keith? Bored Keith? I've got a chance. Everyone's got a chance. You have a chance. Or is it invested, interested Keith? Dangerous Keith?
I've heard Keith say this before, and he said this at the circuit finals in Chicago back in March. He said the best way to get him is early in the morning when he isn't warmed up. Yet you're doing an afternoon match. You weren't really thinking about that, were you?
I don't know. Have you ever seen Papa Zach play? Who knows what time it is? It could be afternoon, morning, late. I don't know what time it is right now.
Oh, well. Everything's going well with Benson?
Oh, it's awesome.
That's good. No, we're very happy. Now, are you going to let Keith talk, or is this just all the Zach show?
You know what? Are you logged back down? Yeah. Oh, somebody's back.
All right.
What? Hey. Hi, I'm Keith Elwin, and I'll be kicking Zach Sharpe's butt all the way across the factory floor.
Jack Elwin.
All right. No, we're going to try to get Keith on. Jack, you can stay on too. I think we've been the Zach attack. We've got it. Although, one last question for you, Zach. All right. There he is. One last question for you, Zach, and it's not related to tomorrow. It's about what's coming up in a few weeks, and it's a very, very exciting time in Chicago. The Pinball Expo, it will be returning the 17th to the 20th, and a lot of people are going to flock there, thousands, in fact, and some of us have never been there before. It's obviously very important for companies like Stern Pinball. This whole expo, you're going to have a factory tour as well. Tell us about why people should go to the Pinball Expo and what it really means for Stern Pinball.
I mean, it is kind of the original expo. I mean, you go back to even my tournament upbringing. I mean, that's where Josh and I started competing, was at Chicago Pinball Expo Youth Division, over 20 years ago.
And they still have that picture on their website.
And they still have that picture on their website, which is pretty awesome. That's like when they give away teddy bears. But no, I mean, you get to have the factory tour here at Expo, and we'll have a whole bunch of games on hand. It's a Stern Pro Circuit event, so make sure you get in the nice line before the sunlight hits that wall of games, and it'll be a giant head-to-head bracket. Not that it's a precedence of previous results, but Keith and I have met in the finals, I think 3 out of the last 5 years. And I've won once and he's won twice, so we'll see what happens this year.
Okay, wow. This tension, this build up here. It's tomorrow is almost like a precursor to this. So thank you very much, Zach. We'll let Keith talk for a second if you'll be kind enough to let him. There he is. Hi, Keith. How are you?
Okay.
What office are you in now?
Not mine.
All right,
There's no
Keith.
trophies. This isn't my office.
No, I look. Are you in the cafeteria? Where are you? Out in the lobby.
This is Zach. Man, we're from front of a desk in front of each other.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Now, was there any talk at all about trying to switch the game to maybe play Iron Maiden? Are you comfortable on Deadpool?
Yes. I tried to get Iron Maiden. Zach cried foul, so we're playing on neutral ground.
Now, neutral ground, though, I did recall hearing George Gomez talk about that. Now that you're there, you might as well utilize yourself, Tim Sexton, Zach Sharpe as well, all these great players that now work for Stern. When that game was being developed, you guys also helped tested with that too. So you're familiar with Deadpool anyway.
No, the trick is on any match is say you don't know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
That gives your competitor a false sense of confidence. So as far as Zach knows, I've never even played this game. So. I know nothing.
I'm trying to think, is there a game that you haven't played? Or maybe there's ones you haven't played in years and years, but have you ever come across a game in your last 2-3 years of competition where you're like, I don't think I've ever played that?
Not very often, but it does happen.
It does?
Usually they obscure motor shows and games that weren't released in this country.
Okay. All right. But Deadpool, I mean, let's be honest. How often have you played it since you've been there at Stern? I'm imagining a few times.
Yeah, play it a couple times a week for the past 3 months.
Wow, that's great. We're looking online. If anyone wants to shout out, you can do that on Papa Pinball on YouTube, and we'll relay the questions if you have for. We've got Zach. I can hear him in the background. Keith's with us right now. I know Jack Danger's still online too. The Thrilla from Sternilla. I like the concept of this, and I hope you guys do more of this because it's very, very unique. I love what Jack does with the streams. You know, when a game is launched, so many people are viewing and glued to see these great designs. We saw it with Iron Maiden. We saw it recently with Deadpool, and I know we'll be seeing it soon again with Stern. I like that now we've taken it to another level where we've got, the different launches of the Pro, the Premium, and we're going to see the Premium again tomorrow. There's a good example of when the Premium was first launched that Jack did. I like this added twist, and we didn't see this with Iron Maiden, probably because no one wanted to play you, but I like that we've got two of the best players ever going at it, and I hope we can see more of this. You must like it.
Yeah. Sure.
Great answer, Keith. Well done.
I'll take any chance to defend my Stern crown. If Zach wants to play me on Kiss, we'll play Kiss. Yeah, there's kind of an internal competition here with the arcade games. So,
Keith, I don't remember.
If Zach wants to put out a challenge, let's go.
Okay, all right, I like that. Now, Keith, I don't remember. I know Zach won the head-to-head challenge. So the one that just happened in Chicago, you remember it was he and I think Bowen in the finals. And so he's got some experience in the head-to-head format. Is that a format you've played before? I think there's only been a couple. I don't know if you've played in it. No, you haven't.
I have not.
How does that?
It's definitely different because my style doesn't support, run and gun, which you need to do for this format. So it'll be interesting. I'm not worried.
I've got to tell you, I'd only played it once before, and it was at the Stern Pro Circuit in March. And I was also thinking, I don't know if this is my style as well. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it. Once I played it, I was hooked. It is different than we play normally, but it's fun. It's intense. And someone like you and Zach, you're not going to be watching each other, looking on the other person's game to see where they're at. You're just going to be focused on your thing. But the sense of urgency is certainly different. Though there's a little less trapping going on, and kind of more playing on the fly.
In his direction, but yeah, no, I'm not going to watch.
You got the height advantage too. His short little legs aren't even going to reach you. Let's be honest.
Wow.
Wow.
We want to know
right here.
Went over his head, like most things.
Nothing goes over his head.
Tired.
Dr. Curly Tech wants to know, will there be a referee tomorrow? Maybe the Tim Rant, maybe doing
Jack
the
Danger.
stripy black and white.
Oh man, do I need a referee uniform? I'll get right on it.
Jack, you're great at doing the dead flip streams, obviously, and I think we certainly watch you on a nightly basis every weeknight. But two, that Deadpool costume, you rock that. Batman 66. Let's talk about that. Are you available for parties?
Oh man, if you can buy me the costumes, I'm all over it. Because I return those things the second I use them.
Sorry to the next person.
Yo, they take them back. So give me my money. We'll move on to the next one.
One item not to donate to kids.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith, I know this from Josh Sharpe. Maybe Zach's into it too. I know Josh is really big on watching the TV show Big Brother, and they always have these challenges too. And you like it too, Zach? Okay, he's nodding. You like it?
Oh, yeah.
When they have a head-to-head competition, they have people do something if they lose. And a lot of times it's slop for a week or the famous unitard. Can we maybe do that for even a second on the Thrilla from Sternilla? Some sort of... No?
I have an assortment of onesies I can bring if you want.
There's got to be something. Some walk of shame.
They've never been washed, so that's even worse.
Threshold of charity donation.
All this kidding aside, that is what this is about too. This is a great promo piece for Stern Pinball, a great chance to show Deadpool Premium, two of the greatest players in the world playing this wonderful game, the Thrilla at Sternilla. I hope there is more of this. I really appreciate Dead Flip and Jack Danger bringing this tomorrow. We will watch the stream. And again, with the charities like Project Pinball and Path of Play, it's going to be a great event. So thank you very much, Jack, for doing this. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Keith. Hope you guys have a good night's sleep. I don't know what kind of tactics you guys are going to have. Maybe like 4 a.m. phone calls to wake people up or whatever.
I love it.
I'm bringing a baby monitor to the tournament.
Oh, perfect. I love it. That's great.
Will help Benson fall asleep. Go to sleep, Benson.
It's kind of a violent shake there. I don't suggest that with a baby. I maybe stay away from that. Hey, Zach, Keith, it's great. It's great to talk to both of you as well as Jack Danger. All the best. We're going to sign off now, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Jack. Thank you again to our sponsors, Comet Pinball, Pindigo app, and also Deeproot here as we promote the Thrilla from Sternilla. It's going to be a lot of fun with Keith Elwin, Zach Sharpe tomorrow on Dead Flip. And we appreciate Mike Primo putting this together, our fine producer. Thank you very much, Mike. That is it for me. We will do this again, and thank you for watching Papa Pinball live on YouTube. This has been your Pinball Profile Live. You can find our group on Facebook. We're also on Twitter at Pinball Profile. Email us pinballprofile@gmail.com. Please subscribe on either iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. And check out pinballprofile.com. I'm Jeff Teolis.
We're going good.
You got a shitload of texts.